Most definitely, it is K Radio, Radio for the People. Good morning to you, man. Thank you so much for choosing to spend your day with us. Really do appreciate it so very much. My name is Pops. It is the open book, man, and on the open book, we we get very candid, man. We have those very interesting conversations, and today is no different. Um, as you do know, as K Radio, man, we've partnered up with Bonnie and Bike, and we'll be having the event next week, Saturday. I just realized now that it's so soon. So next week Saturday, I'm expected to be on a bicycle. Wow. Okay. Uh, so next week Saturday, man, the event is happening out in Kagiso. They have a cycling event that is happening there. But then you may remember the last time when Doctor was here, he did mention that there's a couple of organizations that they've partnered up with. I mean, Mindful, which is another one. Man, we had the guys here a week or two ago. Some great stuff that they are doing. But another partner of Bonnie and Bike is the Kagiso Adventure Club. And these guys, they've decided to take on a sports and activities that, if we are honest, it was reserved for the white people. It was reserved for the privileged. But but here they are. They just decided, no, we're not gonna play football. We're not gonna get into athletics or anything like that. They go hiking, they go camping. Cycling is also a part of the activities as well. I mean, just on Saturday they were cycling around Kagiso, doing an activation for Pony and Bike, which is happening next week Saturday, as I said. But another thing as well that I got to find out is there's some work as well that they are doing around the community. Particularly so they had an activity, where they were getting together sanitary pairs, for the young girls and everything else. And just on Monday, you guys went and gave away at a school in Kagiso Extension 12. So we're gonna get to find out more about that. But sitting with me, man, is the chairman, president, the king, the I'm kidding, man. The chairman of the Kagiso Adventure Club. Karabo.
I'm well. How are you guys?
Bona. Yeah? This guy coming here with his radio voice. I'm want to take my job. So. I'll behave. I'll behave. Please, eh? Ataka, Kagiso Adventure Club. I've heard about what you guys do. I've seen what you guys do. You go camping, you go hiking. Why?
You know what? Passion differs from person to person.
Yeah.
So some people, their passion is soccer, some of them is music,
Sure.
and some people want to be mountaineers. So some people want to enjoy nature. Some people just want to be in the outdoors.
Sure.
So I think initially when we first started, is that we used to hike as friends. So I think it just dawned upon me that, you know what, if we're doing this as friends, why don't you just start a club and just start inviting people?
Yeah.
And then, as negative as this sounds, where drug dealers always or drug addicts always find other drug addicts.
That's it.
Because they've got a mutual interest.
Mm.
So in that we started is that we started attracting people with mutual interest. So though it's as explicit as it comes from Kagiso, but we have members outside of Kagiso, which is about 60 to 70% of our members are not even from Kagiso. So as us now engaging in outdoors activities and everything else, we got to meet people that are also mutually interested in hiking.
Yeah.
And since then we've been growing in leaps and bounds, so we are doing very well.
Marcarabo. Come on, Karabo.
Yeah.
Always get people with that question, right?
That's the most difficult question to ask somebody.
Yeah.
Especially in an interview. Well, I'm from Kagiso, born and bred there. I currently work for JD Group as a senior manager. I've been there for the past 10 years. And during my spare time, I'm doing activities where it's camping, hiking, where we cycle as well. So it's I'm a sports lover as well.
Sure.
So it's just, I don't know.
You're into gaming as well.
Oh yes. I'm a big gamer. I recently hosted a gaming event.
Are you serious?
Yes. Now recently we hosted a gaming event where we booked out a top floor of the joint in Kagiso.
Was that you?
Yes, it was me. So
like 2 months during the World Cup.
Yes,
you guys did a whole FIFA thing.
Yes, just the day before the final of the World Cup, and we hosted a FIFA event, and it was successful. And people have been calling that we should host another one again.
I can imagine.
Yeah. So I think sometimes just to be frank and honest about yourself,
Yeah.
when it comes to events coordination, you know what, I give myself a medal to
That's
say
you.
that
That's your space.
I can coordinate an event very well.
But where does that come from? The whole thing of coordinating events. Is it something that you bumped into, or something that you've always just wanted to do?
You know what, it's, you know, when you discover yourself in life, you know, we
Yeah.
trying to see, are you interested in radio, are you interested in TV, or are you interested in whatever that you really want to express yourself.
Yeah.
I realize that when it comes to coordination, I'm very good with it. And it, fun enough, I went for a psychometric assessment, two of
Okay.
them, and then it the feedback that I got, it says that I'm good with projects.
Okay.
So it has to be something that starts now and must have an end date. This prolonged work every day thing, it
I'd be
doesn't,
rigged.
yes, it doesn't work for me. So
Yeah.
so it's one of the things that I discovered about
Sure.
myself. Even when I planned my wedding, you know, my wife and I, when we planned the wedding, we did so well that the morning of the wedding, it was so well planned that I took 4 showers because I didn't know what to do with myself.
I mean, why didn't you start playing a game, my guy? You know what I mean? Put on the
Yeah.
PlayStation. Forget about the wedding. What do you had?
Yeah.
But you say you're born bred Kagiso. Kagiso ko kayo?
Extension 2, Ko Central Bangkok.
Hey, oh, get a bit. Where?
Mohorosi Street.
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm born in Kagiso.
Okay. I'm just up the road. Kikana. I grew up, I'm born bred, buttered, jammed, and everything. Kagiso.
Interesting.
Yeah, no,
Mm.
Kagiso. That's the place to be, just so by the way. It's the place to be. School? Where did you go to school?
Initially, ki studied ko Boipelo, just up the road
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
from where I grew up. Yeah, and then after that, I went to Eden College, and then after that, then I went to Amatimo in Azadvo.
Sure.
Yeah.
Eden College. Bit of a traveler, yeah, no? But anyway, man. Now you start Kagiso Adventure Club, right? Point and purpose is okay. Let me get like-minded people together. You guys, I mean, the whole Adventure Club thing, was it initially agents, on a weekend, on a Saturday, whatever it is, we're gonna ditch the PlayStations and we're gonna go hiking?
Initially, when we started, it started being called Kagiso Hiking Club,
Okay.
because, as I said, that we previously hiked with my friends. We did a lot of trails around Gauteng, outside of Gauteng.
Yeah.
Also, church youth, back in the day, that hiking was quite something that we did on a regular basis. So I got in a like into it.
Mm.
So when I proposed to the team, this is, you know what, let's start a hiking club. Then we can go around looking for mountains, and then we can just start growing this and see what we can get out of it.
Yeah.
The idea was, this is not a company. All we have to do is just we gather people and we
Mm.
hike together. So it's not a money making business.
Yeah, yeah,
So I think one of the downfalls of many people is that if you do something for no money, I think that's the issue, is that why should I invest my time in something that I'm
yeah.
not going to make money from? So I think though that's one of the things that whenever people ask me, what do you make out of this? And I said, nothing. And it's quite a scare for them. Says, why do you want to invest your time and waste your time in doing something that you really don't benefit
Sure.
financially from? And so, you know what? If you do something with a passion,
Mm.
one day the rewards will come. It doesn't have to be
Gotcha.
money, but one day your rewards would come. You know,
Yeah.
and funny enough is that when we started, the first day that we started, is that because I introduced something different to the community.
Yeah.
We had almost close to 80 people that joined us for the first hike.
Mm.
But as I said, that if it's not your passion, it's not your passion. So as we went along, and then the numbers dwindled down, and at some point there was 10 people at a hike.
Yeah.
So the numbers were getting less, but it doesn't mean that if there's less interest now, you need to stop
That's all.
the revolution and then just choose something else.
Yeah.
So we continued, and then since then we've now linked up and networked with a lot of people that even the previous hike we were staying on 74 people that attended. So we are now beating now the first uh, weeks that we
Your first
started.
numbers.
However, now these are genuine hackers now. So
Mm.
this is not the people that are now in awe of this new phenomenon that has been introduced into the township.
Sure.
So we are growing. That's why I say we're growing. We decided to change our name because we from hiking club. It says, you know what, when you call yourself a hiking club, you're
Mm.
limiting yourself only to hiking.
Sure.
Because next thing is that if you want a horse and says no, but this has nothing to do with hiking. So that's why we introduced now the adventure side of it, which now we started now with uh, go-karting as part of
Okay.
adventure. So
Yeah.
we did river rafting, we did quad biking, we did obstacle
Sure.
courses. So that is just to explain, because some people, they love the adrenaline. So rather, instead of hiking, they would rather do bungee jumping.
Sure.
So those are the type of stuff that we would like to see people do and get exposed to this type of
Mm.
lifestyle that's different from what the norm is in the townships.
Tell me about the challenges, man, that you guys have come across, that you guys are facing, and all those kinds of things. Because I mean, this is something that you don't hear about on an everyday basis. Where a young kid Kukasi says, "I want to go hiking. I want to go bungee jumping. I want to go." Whatever it is, like I've always just said to people, and I've been saying this for the last 10 years, that I want to go bungee jumping on my birthday.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
challenges wise, what are just some of the challenges that you guys do face?
You know what? I'm going to be honest with you, and this is in no way a brag, but honestly speaking, we don't have challenges.
Yeah.
I think that's why I said, if something comes from a passionate heart, you find ways to
Mm.
come around the so-called challenges. Honestly speaking, the only challenge would be finance, because of some of the
Mm.
places that we go to, we would need to pay an entrance to go into the place.
Sure.
And sometimes people want to do it, but some people can't afford the traveling costs, as well as the, hiking comes with a special kit that you need to
Sure.
have, like this boots, and boots goes for like over 1,000 rand to almost
Got you.
4,000 rand. There's also certain pants that you have to wear,
Mm.
certain shirts. You need a cap, you need this, that, and the other.
Hey.
So the challenges are mostly individual challenges. As a club per se, we don't have any
Yeah.
challenges that we can say, what, this is something that we're facing, because we've everything that we tried, it's working. We've tried to do a camp, which is the beginning of the year,
Mm.
and honestly speaking, we had an amazing time.
Yeah.
Where a camp, there's a connotation of camp is a place to go misbehave, but we have it as a adventure camp. So
Yeah.
the whole weekend is all about adventure and less sleep,
Sure.
because of at night then we can interact, but during the day it's either we're climbing, we're running, we're jumping, or we're hiking. And we had another one. The first one was in Harties, and then the second one we had in Limpopo in Mahooskloof.
Okay.
So it was change of venue, and then it was quite different compared to the first one, because we have over just above 300 members that
Mm.
are signed into our club. So normally you'd have a certain number of people that make it on the weekend. So the first time we had members that made it to the first camp. The
Mm.
second time was a different type of group as well. New people join us as well. So different experience, different
Yeah.
interaction. So it was quite fun. And now we're hosting the last camp that we're going to be hosting. It's in the next 2 weeks time.
Okay.
So on the 14th to the 16th of September, we're going to be in Paris in the Free State,
Hmm.
also for another adventure weekend.
So you guys have also got like whole paintball shooting and whatever it
Yeah,
is.
so the paintball shooting was one of the activities that we did also this
Yeah.
year. Yeah, so also it was part also the camp that we hosted. It was
Mm.
we did paintball shooting. So the types of camp we want to host is because now the issue is that, as you said, that it's not a normal black thing to do to
Got
go
you.
camping and hiking, because the equipment is quite expensive,
Mm.
and we don't have the equipment. So when we go and camp, we go to places where they've got these activities available readily at the venues.
Yeah.
So the paintball shooting was part of the camp that we hosted in Limpopo.
Sure.
Yeah.
Can we talk equipment quickly here, Taka? Because I
Mm.
mean, hiking. Um, the last time I attempted that,
Mhm.
we had done a camp out, as teenagers.
Mhm.
Anyway, and it was a whole thing of, no, let's hike up this mountain. So it was
Mhm.
like, we are hiking. One, I came down with blisters the size of golf balls, because obviously I had the wrong shoes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm.
Everybody had aches and pains because we had the wrong shoes on and all
Mm.
those kind of things. So equipment wise, when it starts there, and I guess the education around adventure activities.
You know what? Um, when we tell people that when you do something different, there's a cost element to it.
Yeah.
With hiking, first of all, it depends also on what level of hiking you do.
Okay.
and also the type of hiking and how long your hiking
Yeah.
is. Because, when you do an overnight hike, you need a sleeping bag, you need a tent, you need a lamp.
Yeah.
These small things that sometimes you see at trappers trading or at these outdoor shops that
Yeah.
don't make sense to you. But once you experience the lifestyle, and then you realize you need these things.
Mm.
And shoes, you don't just put on an all-star and says I'm going hiking.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that, because of you will hurt yourself
Yeah.
really badly. So there's boots that you can wear,
Mm.
and there's also the type of sneakers that you can wear. So depending on the level of intensity of hiking that you do, it determines also
Yeah.
the type of shoe that you wear.
Okay.
And also the backpacks, because if you go for a long hike, you need a backpack that can carry a lot of things that
Mm.
can sustain you for the full, like almost 3-4 days. So the backpacks go for about almost 2,000 rand.
Sure.
So it's quite expensive, expensive sport, you
Mm.
can say that. Same with cycling as well. People think when you've bought a bicycle, that's the end of
That's
it.
it.
Yeah, you now realize actually that a t-shirt costs 1,000 rand, and it doesn't really it doesn't really, you can't
Doesn't make
fathom it.
sense.
Yeah, you can't fathom it, that a t-shirt at Mr. Price is 50 rand. I can buy a t-shirt, but it's a
But
different
a cycling
it's a
one,
different activity
the
that needs.
shorts.
That's correct. It's quite an expensive lifestyle.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna just lie to people and say, what, it's cheap. If you want to
Mm.
do it over the weekend, normally the nature reserves, they got cool and easy trails that you can just do
Sure.
with your all stars. But if you want to take it serious, you need to get
Mm.
the right equipment.
And I'm touching on education, and I just wanted to spend a little bit of time on that, because very hardly do we get given education,
Mm,
in terms of those kind of things, because truth of the matter is there's nobody around me, Kukasi,
mm,
that's talking about hiking.
mhm,
You understand what I'm saying? I mean, if anything, we'll talk about football, or we'll have a odd conversation about cricket or rugby or whatever may
mm,
be, and it stays there. But this, I mean, how do I rope in a 10-year-old, to because for all you know, this kid could be a hiker,
mm,
but he's not exposed to that, and he's got to be given the education to say,
mm,
all right, Mfana, when you're climbing, when you're doing this route, these are the techniques that you need, because there are elements
mm,
around it.
mm,
I mean, already for me, the one thing that I must say has turned me off, hiking and all of that, is the insects and possibility of snakes. No, I don't play those games, Mchana.
mm.
No, you understand? So those kind of, now when you say to me, Echo, let's go camping, I'll go drop you guys off and I'll pick you guys up in the morning. I don't mind. I don't mind. I'm not gonna be there with you
Yeah.
guys. I love the comfort of my bed.
Yeah. No, you know what? I think the greater scars of apartheid, you know what, we can never
Yeah.
really understand how far deep it really hurt us. And segregation killed many South African blacks.
Yeah.
You know what, a lot of people in the rural areas, they do hiking. They don't call it hiking. But
We take a walk, Mchana.
yes, it's walking. So
Yeah.
black people have been doing it, but it's just a matter of we've been doing it wrong,
Okay.
because of they don't have proper shoes. And for him, he was just walking with a stick,
Mm.
but he didn't know what is it about.
Yeah.
Can he even take it further? Can he even go to other countries to go even do it? Um, well, as I said, for me, hiking was mostly introduced to me via the church. When I
Mm.
went to church, the youth, we used to say, let's go hiking. And I had friends that were interested in hiking. And one of my friends actually went to Mount Everest now a few weeks ago.
Okay.
So he's passionate about hiking. So
Yeah.
I got most of my passion from him. So the exposure, I think the now that South Africa now is, if I can just say, relaxed when it comes to segregation,
Sure.
where people now can go and interact with the white people, if I can say
Mm.
that, that people that have been doing the sport. Well, even when an example, when I started cycling, I knew my boss was a cyclist.
Okay.
So I had to research about what is cycling. Can I just go to game and buy 1,000 rand bike?
And then get on.
No, it doesn't work like that. So I had to now learn because there was an interest that I had.
Yeah.
So the issue is that how do we then build an interest? Because honestly speaking, in the township, we've made an appetite
Mm.
for hiking. And as people come in, now they learn as to this is what's required.
Yeah.
Now, there's a group of ours as well that went to Kilimanjaro now, 2 months ago.
Okay.
So that's how far we're going. So we have people that have been to Kilimanjaro now. Also, the second group that went for trek for Mandela.
Mm.
Now, last 2 weeks ago,
Sure.
there's a young boy that normally hikes with us as well. He's
Mm.
10 years. He went to Kilimanjaro as well. So he was fortunate enough growing up that his parents exposed him to hiking
Yeah.
because they also
The
exposed to
hikers
hiking.
and
You understand? So in the township, it's still not
mm.
exposed as to this is what else you can do besides soccer,
Sure.
because that's what black people are exposed to in the townships.
Mhm.
You understand? So I think the education and exposure would really help in the
Sure.
townships to let the children know there is something called hiking that you can do, and it really helps. As for me, it helps, like,
Yeah.
just to clear your mind, because a lot of ideas that I get is when I'm walking on the trail.
Sure.
I walk there and I just process stuff, and I get ideas, and then when I get back to reality, then I can implement those things
Yeah.
that I've really processed during the hikes.
You know what? And I think another thing as well, and I'm glad that you're a gamer because we got our kids today in China, born TV, tablets, gadgets, and all those kind of things. You know, after school, TV, tablets, weekend. That's it that they do. Like they're not growing up like what we used to do. You know, we get chased outside as a child.
Yeah.
You eaten, you bath, you whatever it is. Come back at 2 to eat lunch and then go back out. Type of situation.
Yeah.
So you know when you're hiking, when you're
Mhm.
cycling and all these kind of things, you're walking, it's activities, you're being active. You understand what I'm saying? Instead of just constantly sitting in front of the TV and everything else. And I guess that whole thing of do as I do as opposed to do as I say to our kids, you know, because I'm more concerned about them. They mimic what we do. So 10-year-old who's been to Kilimanjaro, he saw it from somewhere, you know.
Funny enough, on Saturday, I was having a conversation with my wife. We were going for a walk. It was that park run.
Yeah.
So we were just walking and talking, and we were talking about the kids of today, and she has a different way of wanting to raise kids.
Mm.
Where and I tell her that we're raising a snowflake generation where they're so electronically brought up
Yeah.
that there is no that element of go play in the street. Like,
Exactly.
you know what? And funny enough, just to digress, we were speaking of homeschooling,
Mm.
where and then she says, you know what, she likes homeschooling, and I'm against it. And I said, you know um, what I learned most of in my life, most of the things that I learned, sometimes I learned in the street because of
Interacting with other people.
yes, your mother can only take you so far
Sure.
in teaching you. Your father can take you so far. You can learn so and so from your siblings, but most of the things you learn in the street,
Mm.
and survival as well. How
Yeah.
to interact also with other kids. Because of, I mean, an example of I visited a family member, old lady that, and she was taking care of a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
But now her interaction with the world is based on a 80-year-old woman's perspective,
True.
that when they reprimand him, his reaction is to hit back. So because of whenever they chastise him, that is the way of showing anger. So when
Yeah.
he's angry, also he wants to show that, but he doesn't interact with other kids to see that this is how life works.
Yeah.
And then also we've now restrained the kids into this home life of
Mm.
this is a tablet and this is a PC and this is a
Yeah.
PlayStation. This is what you only
Keep
do.
yourself busy here.
That's correct. So I think we're not letting our kids into the outdoor
Sure.
as well. We're limiting them to living inside the
Mm.
house. And I think that's also what's, this is my opinion though, I can be argued by many, that most of the people depression is caused by such things. Because if you're sitting at home and you're just trying to process life, and when life is not going your way, and then there's challenges in your life.
It's you and yourself.
Yes. So when you go out into the outdoor, find something to do, find something to take off your edge off. And hiking for me, that
Yeah.
it works for me 100%.
Sure. Just to clear your mind, you know, that
Yeah.
whole walk away. Now, Karabo, I mean, the Adventure Club, you guys, as we mentioned earlier on in our intro, you are doing so much more, you know, in terms of social responsibility.
Mhm.
I mean, let's talk about what you guys just did on Monday, you know, giving out sanitary pads to the young girls. And I was actually just reading your post when you're saying that prelims are starting right now, so
Mm,
you are ensuring that there aren't any young girls that will miss out
mm,
on their prelims because of of them menstruating or anything like that,
mm,
and having they don't have the proper sanitary pads or anything, or don't even have sanitary
mm.
pads, to go do that whole thing. How the social elements of that, how did that link up with Kagiso Adventure Club?
Part of our mandate, even if you go into the website, our website, we put it that we are somehow responsible for the community.
Mm,
Because honestly speaking, we have this mentality that if I get rich, I'll give to charity. However, based on what you're given now, it will determine what percentage you'll give when you're rich.
got you.
And I think it goes hand in hand with the Christian mentality of
Mm,
giving. But however, with the life of today,
yeah,
we tend not to have enough for ourselves because of the lifestyle that we live
yeah,
as well. So how are we able then to efficiently use the people that are coming to a hike? Because of, if one person brings a 1 rand and you got
mm,
100 people, you will get 100 rand.
got you.
So people are interested in doing charity work. However, they don't have the willingness to put it together and actually run
Yeah.
the campaign. So we have a movement. We have people that are coming,
Mm,
and Babs, I'm not gonna lie to you. We have people that are owning businesses that are part of our club.
yeah,
So sometimes you'd see that the person that I know, some of the people because of the friends of mine. So this guy's a millionaire, but he's sleeping here in a tent next to me. So he's got the money. He's got the means to be able to fund some of the things that
yeah,
we do. So it's just a proposal to the people. It says, you know what? We are hiking, we're friends, we've made family now, we are a big group. However, we are at a privileged situation at the
true.
moment. There are people that are less fortunate than what we are.
Mm,
Can we start putting stuff together,
yeah,
give it to the people that are less fortunate than us? So the first one that we did was last year, where December time, what we did is that we collected clothes, shoes, toiletry, food,
mm,
toys for kids as well. So whatever we could collect, we asked the people, when you come to the hike, please make sure that you bring along something that we can give over.
okay, yeah,
Yeah. So in no way we had any sponsorship from any company,
got
from
you.
any organization. No, it was a member based contribution
Mm,
process that we worked on. And I think some of the people, there's people that genuinely want to give,
yeah,
and some people actually went as far as, you know what, I'm going to give in this amount
yeah,
because of, I know the needs. It's just that I didn't have the time
mm,
to put this together. So um so so there was a last year's campaign where we collected everything, but however, because of the Trek for Mandela, there is they're doing it for girls as well.
sure.
So we said, you know what, the guys that came back from Kilimanjaro,
Mm,
let's just continue with the trend as well, just
with what
to
they've done.
collect also sanitary pads for girls
Mm,
that we can be able to deliver to a school. And then we identified a school in extension 14 in Kagiso,
sure.
where it's kids mostly from Swaneville. Swaneville, was previously known as
It's very impoverished.
as a squatter camp. Yes. So we that's the school that we chose because of these schools normally in Kagiso. Some of them have funding because you
Mm,
can see with the manicured lawns that
sure.
they really have money. And but that school, because of, and I know one of the teachers there, one of the HODs,
Mm,
they normally tell me about the struggles of the kids, everything else. So that's when we decided, you know what, let's just do a collection for that school.
yeah.
So and and we asked, when can we come? And then they said, you know, the kids are starting prelims, so please just come before prelims because we don't want any disturbances. It's exam time. Matrics are going to struggle.
Sure.
And we said, you know, Monday we took time off work and we said we're going to the school
Yeah.
and we delivered the pads. And funny enough, they said, you know what, we just ran out of our pads.
Yeah.
So kids are coming to ask because some of them we do give them pads, and so
Mm.
we just ran out.
You know what?
Mm,
I've been saying this, and I'm still on this, and I'm gonna stick onto it
mm,
until I personally see a change. And that is the fact that our government has gone as far as giving out free condoms.
mm,
Why aren't we doing that for sanitary pads? why are we not giving out free sanitary pads? You know what I mean? I mean, there are
Hmm.
dispensers. You go wherever it is you want to go to, and you'll find free condoms. You go to clinics. At a clinic, for crying out loud, you'll get there and they'll give you a free condoms,
Hmm.
but they're not giving you free sanitary pads. So what are you saying to these girls? What are you saying to their dignity and everything else? And it's really sad and horrid, when you hear some of the stories, of what these young girls had to do and what
Hmm.
these young girls have had to do to ensure that, hey, look, you know, um, let me continue going on with life and
Hmm.
everything else. So it's a whole hygiene type of thing. It's a whole dignity thing that we are robbing these young girls of.
Mm. No, I agree with you. There's a twofold purpose. I mean, twofold view that we can take from that. Um, I agree because most countries as well they have also went as far as removing tax from sanitary
There
pads.
we go.
That's the first start.
Yeah.
We have not even reached that stages yet, and I think first of all we need to get to a stage where do we tax pads or can government get subsidized pads for females, and especially rural areas, kids in schools.
Mm.
You know what? That's a need,
Yes.
and I think the pressure is growing on a daily basis because people are openly speaking about why aren't pets free in
Yeah.
schools? I think it's gaining traction as well. So the government is getting pressure and pressure. On the other side of the condoms, which is an argument that I have with people, is that free condoms is not just a matter of, they said no, sex is a choice and periods is not a choice. There is still the AIDS pandemic that we also just leaving out.
Yeah. Yeah.
That also the government is also responsible for trying to curb the spread of HIV and AIDS. And I think the free condoms as well, because of um, on one hand is that it's the kids in school they are having sex, and then do they even know how to use a condom? Now trying to give kids condoms to use, some way somehow it saves them, because some of them they go as far as now go sleeping around for be able to make money to buy pads. So it's
You see, the moral dilemma for me
th-
comes
th-
into that. It's,
that's
it's
the
it's a bit
issues.
of a conundrum, as you
Yeah.
say. Some of them are sleeping around with older guys to
Mhm.
have money, for them to have,
That's true.
where I'm sitting. And as I
Mm.
say, you mentioned earlier on that I think a lot of us were privileged and we don't even know.
No, we don't.
Do you understand?
Mm-mm.
We're privileged and we don't even know that. Now, from my point of privilege, it's roll on, Joe. You can't tell me you're struggling to get roll on,
Yeah.
but it's a struggle
Yeah, no, it
for
is.
somebody else.
Mm.
It's someone's reality.
Mm.
That roll on, Joe. It's 15 rand or 10 rand or
Mm.
20. However, they don't have that. For them, when I get 20 rand, it's I've got to get bread and milk,
Mm. It's true.
and it's not even enough, even
Mm.
just so by the way.
Mm. It's not.
20 rand.
Mm.
So that's where we find our societies in. And the sad thing about it is, coming from Kagiso myself,
Mm.
literally, my parents' house, a road, like a
Mm.
street
Mm.
on the side, it's a totally different world, John.
Mm.
It's a totally, totally, totally different world. Where people are still having to go outside to use the toilet. When
Mm.
people are still having to go outside to get water to come and use in the house.
Mm.
But on the other side of the road, boy,
Mm.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it also comes with age because growing up,
Yeah,
the poorer you are, the funnier you are. And now growing up now, you understand, what the challenges these kids had.
yeah,
And then you though I'm not trying to make up for childhood issues, but I'm trying to make my part.
yeah,
And then also funny enough, when you speak about roll-ons, we are engaging in a partnership with some organizations. Just I can't give much more
yeah.
information because things are still on planning phase. Where we're planning to not only leave it to just sanitary pads, because of after you give them a sanitary pad, then what after next month?
Thank you.
Now there's
Thank you.
also the issue of roll-on lotion. There's still
Toothpaste.
it's toothpaste. So with that, what was discussed that we're trying to have a pack, like not just give sanitary pads, give the whole pack.
Yeah.
And says,
Like a dignity pack.
yes, dignity pack.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself the next few months, and then see if you can get a
Sure.
sponsor to come back again. But now the element is that also what we realize is that we are also now sidelining the boys. And I think those are the biggest challenges that we have is that women are crying about how they are abused by men.
Mm.
But yet, when we want to fix the country, we start fixing women. We don't go to the boys and tell them, this is what you do, this is what needs to be
Thank you.
done. And I think part of our plan going forward, and it shouldn't just be a plan of Kagiso Adventure Club, even
Yeah.
other people that are listening that want to be able to help kids. I think we now lately we are just concentrating on a girl child, and I think also the boy child we just sidelining them for just too many times.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that we need to really look at. So part of that is that when we give them a dignity pack, that we need to look at something for the boys as well,
True.
because of as much as girls don't have sanitary pads, boys don't have roll-ons as well.
Exactly.
So those are the things also that we
Yeah.
need to also concentrate on, because of, honestly speaking, the stories of teachers abusing kids because of they don't smell nice. Because as
Yes.
a teacher, you can afford a roll-on, but this kid comes from a shack down the road where they can't even afford a roll-on. So now they get this shaming from the teachers and the kids, and so we're just trying to save the dignity of the kids as well, because of growing up this type of lifestyle that they
Yeah.
lived as a young child might just lead to depression as well.
Um, and you know what? I think I want to add in an element of bullying right there,
Mm,
because it does become sort of that,
mm,
that get away from me, how get away
mm,
from me, you're smelling and whatever maybe
mm,
and all those kind of things. How is this child supposed to feel? And as you say, the mental
mm,
aspects of that as well, it carries on, with
mm,
this child and everything else, and they end up closing themselves off to the rest of society and
mm,
everybody else because it's. I don't want to open my mouth because they're constantly complaining about,
mm,
the smell of my mouth and whatever maybe and all those kind of things, and it's just personal hygiene and just
mm,
teaching people and giving people the tools to take care of themselves
mm,
and to be able to be confident,
mm,
walking into any room or anything like that. And I'm glad, that you touched on, we're not doing anything for the young boys.
mm,
Just on Saturday, when I met you, this is what you had mentioned, that's your next plan.
mm,
And it's one other conversation as well that we've had right here on this platform, that we see all these things that are happening for the young girls, protect young girls, do that, do that, and everything else. You having mentors for young girls, you having people going into school speaking to young girls and
mm,
whatever it is, but the very same girl has to go back and be with this boy who's being ignored,
mm.
if I may put it that way.
Yeah,
And I mean, it's primal instincts, Mjana. If you beat me up here intellectually, we're gonna get physical.
yeah, no, definitely, yeah.
You understand?
Mm,
I mean, come December, then we have this whole 16 days of activism type of thing.
mhm,
But beyond the 16 days, what are we doing to ensure that, abuse that's occurred?
mm,
To ensure that during Women's Month, we don't report on stories where, a wife was abused by her
mhm,
husband, a young girl was molested by her uncle or by her brother, by her cousin, or even whatever may be. And this is all just because, I mean, we're not doing anything for these boys. Do you understand what I'm saying?
mm,
I mean, I'm excited about this 10-year-old that's gone to Mount Kilimanjaro
mm.
to have done it. Now, it's a different world. It's a different worldview that this child has.
Yeah,
Because one, they've been out of, their little township or location.
mm,
They've been out of their country. They've been to a different place. They've interacted with different people, whatever. They come back with a different view on life.
mm.
They speak in a different language. They've experienced different things and everything else. So right here, that circle, we have got to break it. If this young 10-year-old Kokahiso is raised in a society that's constantly oppressing women and everything else, what do we expect him to do when he's grown older?
I think that's the psychological challenges also socially, is that boys, like, you know what, and we need to come to an acceptance that stats are saying that
Yeah.
almost 60% of kids don't have father figures in their lives. And I think also your learnings as a man,
Mm.
now you need to now take it over to a boy. Now the boy now is raised by a woman, where in a household, like he's 10 years and he's been told he's the head of the family.
Mm.
And
Mm.
now he's saw that this, me being the head, now I can just bully other people as well. And I think that mentality that you're the head of the house, now you
Yeah.
are the man of the house, and meanwhile he's got 10 other siblings that are older than him that are female, but he feels that he has the power over them. I think that's also the mentality that the traditional mentality that's fighting with the current dispensation that we're living
Yeah.
in. that, yeah, you're the man of the house now lately, but where's the money? Because in the past, he said, when you were the man of the house, you were the worker.
You were providing.
Yes, and then female used to stay at home and take care of the family. But now life has changed.
Sure.
We both go to work, and then after we come back at 5 p.m., and then the woman has she labors on,
Sure.
and I think those are the challenges. And we, funny enough, is that our parents are still saying that this is the life. Unfortunately, that life has changed,
It's
and the
changed. So,
mentality has changed overall. Because now, when a 20-year-old boy or woman tells us, "You don't have money to be telling me what to do with my life," because sometimes, what are you providing for me?
yeah.
And that women tend to go for older men because they're taking care of them.
Yeah.
But now the issue is that they're still getting abused at that level. They go now to the people their age, they still get abused at that age as
Sure.
well. So I think the lifestyle of South Africa needs to change, and our teachings needs to change to the young boys. And that's where we need to just, as they say, we always limits.
Yeah.
Yeah, while he's still young, then you give him the teachings that he needs to practice in his older life.
You know, you speaking of teachings,
Mm,
point of reference.
mm,
How am I going to be a good father to my kids when my point of reference is a warped one?
mm.
You understand?
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about the stats that talk about these kids not having father figures.
Mm,
Sometimes the father figure is there, but his sense of being a father is warped
mm.
because of where he gets it from. So my
That's
point
correct.
of
Yeah.
reference already
Mm,
is wrong.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm trying to don't hit her, but tell her that she's useless without you.
Mm.
You
Yeah, I
understand
get
what I'm
you.
saying?
Mm,
So no man, you don't want to be a monster and hit her. Aye, Mchana. But if you mentally abuse her, there are no
mm.
scars. Nobody can see that. Do you understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I get you.
Because
Yeah.
now it becomes a point of reference type of
Mm,
situation that who am I referencing
mm,
as a father? If who I am referencing as a father or as a leader in the family is skewed,
mm,
is wrong, then obviously I'm gonna carry on with that
yeah.
whole thing. And that's just how I think, you know, in terms of life, we have got to look at our points of reference and
Mm,
everything else, and where am I getting this whole type of thing? And that is where we've got to change it, man.
mm,
I'm actually glad that we are having this conversation, you know, because I don't think we have it often enough,
mm.
especially as guys.
Yeah,
I don't
no,
think as guys, you know,
that's
we
true.
get together more often enough and we say, "Amar Karabo Cho, opa izitse la."
Mm,
Do you understand? So, oh no, Joe, your view on women and your view on relationship and marriage and whatever it is wrong. Majority of the time, I you're the man. You know
mm,
what I mean? I applaud you, I enable you, and all those kind of things. And because you don't hate your wife,
mm,
I know, don't worry, there's nothing wrong that you're doing. You know what I mean? Because you're not hitting your kids and you know, you're splashing all this money at them and whatever it is,
mm,
and they seem to be going to the best schools and whatever it is, it means you're a good father, but you're not having conversations with these
mm.
people. There's no relationship right there.
Yeah.
Point of reference, you know, it's just what we've got to look at. Um, but my other thing that I just want to move on to is the networking capabilities that you guys seem to have created, you know, with the adventure club and everything
Yeah.
else. And I want to say this in terms of, I mean, you mentioned earlier on, you know, there are people within there that are business owners and whatever may be.
Mm,
Very often, and I got taught this from a very young age that, hey, Bona, I'm trying to go pick up golf. That's where the big deals are made, on the golf course.
yeah.
Okay, sharp. I walked into a golf shop. I walked back out. There's no way I'm paying 2,000 rand for a stick. Lasha. I was like, no, no, you guys are crazy. And I walked back
Yeah.
out.
Hmm.
You understand? But networking, it's not necessarily about me walking away with a million rand deal,
Mm,
but it is about an opportunity.
yeah.
You understand? I mean, tomorrow, my younger brother needs a job, or my cousin needs a job, or whatever
Mm,
it is. You're a business owner, and you need somebody with a certain skill. Chan, here it is. He's got that skill. He's got the qualification.
mm.
So we've created that network where we are helping each other.
No, that's true. Just the background is that also before we started, there's a club that I followed and I liked what they did.
Yeah,
Just I didn't know where they were from, only to find out actually they were closer to home. But we already started. It says, okay, we can now stop and then
yeah.
and also just as we started, there's a group also from Cape Town that just was following us,
Uh,
and then we inspired them to start, and then they even took our logo as well. Then they started their own movement, and I
yeah,
see they're growing as well. But in going, as I said, you know what, drug users always attract other drug users. as much as it is we adventurers, we also find other people that are.
Smokers also find each other.
That's correct, always. So part of that is that we even yesterday, the meeting of yesterday was a big meeting. That's why I said I can't reveal much. It
Yeah.
was a big meeting of a big thing that we're gonna do. This is a guy that I've never met before,
Mm.
but he started coming to our events,
Yeah.
and the way he was so committed into giving to our club that he introduced us to people that can be able to activate us, the networks.
Yeah. Yeah.
You understand? So there is greater networks that we have exposed in doing this adventure, because this person comes from life A, that person comes from life B.
Mm.
Because of we hike sometimes even for 4 hours, 5 hours. Sometimes while you're walking next to somebody, conversations runs out.
Sure.
You have to choose an ex-partner. You choose that ex-partner, and then they start revealing what they do. And then soon you know, we're doing the same thing. And then the networks that we've created individually, not even club-wise, individually,
Mm.
are far greater than we could ever thought. Because it was just a matter of let's meet, let's hike, and let's go home.
Sure.
But now it comes to a point where sometimes we meet normally at 7, half past 7, we start hiking, and then by 10, half past 10, 11, latest 12, we're done.
Mm.
Normally those are the short hikes. However, the after chill session of the hike, we we normally spend 5 hours,
Sure.
and we end up going home. Like the last hike we had, we went home at 6 p.m. because it was so dark
The
by the time you get home.
conversations. Yeah.
And by the time you got home and you think back, like, oh, it's a day well spent,
Yeah.
because of you now have people that you have a mutual
Mm.
conversation with. Sometimes you speak to somebody, but you can see, you're running out of conversations. But because of the people that we have networked with, you can see that we're having the same conversation, the same
True.
topics, and then you see having the same life. And now this has caused us now to have now this a bigger event that we're having.
Yeah.
It's roughly we're having the next charity drive on the 1st of December.
Okay.
But now we're having now additional partners that we have networked with now. And as much as Doctor says the Bonnie and Bike has partners with K Radio now, those are the partnerships that we also
Mm.
are doing. And also with network with Doctor as well. I went to the same school with Doctor as well, and he says, you know what? Now that also your team is also cycling now, because we all had a cycle, we opened up a cycling division. He
Mm.
said, you know what? I'm hosting a cycling event. Can be part of the event, and that's how we end up being part of the Bonnie and Bike, and now being
Sure.
a partner to them. So the networks are there, and every week that we cycle, or every week that we have a hike,
Yeah.
we have a networking partnership that we create, and it's been wonderful.
I mean, the power of
Mm,
networking. One of my mentors was just speaking to me earlier on in the year
mm,
and saying that, Echo, you talk about you feel like you're stuck.
mm,
Let's go through your phone book. Sure. I was like, okay. And like, yeah, but what are you doing with that? And that's
mm.
the thing about it, that you meet people and everything else, but what do you do beyond
Yeah.
that? So we mustn't take for granted the people that we do come across with.
Mm,
And I believe in that careful on how you treat people,
mm.
because that guy or that lady
Yeah.
may be the one to open the door, close the door for you.
Indeed. Mm,
So it's that kind of thing. And I actually just love this whole thing, that there's that networking aspect to it, and the circles that are created from that whole thing,
yeah.
how beneficial it will be from to the adventure club. But in terms of what you guys want to do, your social responsibilities and everything else,
Mm,
um I'm very excited about that one that is happening there. But Pony and bike, we just mentioned it right
mm,
now. Next week Saturday, the whole cycling thing. Are you
yeah.
cycling, Michan?
Um, I'm not sure as yet.
Karabo.
No, there's a reason, man. I fell off my bicycle a few months ago, so I broke my bone. So so I'm still on recovery.
Okay. On
Um,
that note, I am not cycling.
Ahmed, you know what? So I had no use of my hands for 2 months.
Oh yeah,
Yes, so I had
was that bad?
yes, I broke both my hands, and I had cast on both my hands for 2 months. So you can imagine the
Karabo. No,
so
Kishab. Kishab.
but you know what? A lot of people say, no, you know what, you just turned me off of cycling. But I said, you know what? You come across car accidents, but you're still in your car the next day. So
Aye.
no, it doesn't work like that. Where you see an accident and all of a sudden you say, I'm no longer driving. Yes, so there was a cycling accident,
Yeah,
but it
yeah.
doesn't mean that people should get turned off
I
from
got you.
cycling. Yeah, because you know what, I've now, I'm not, I haven't fully recovered. I think I'm about
Yeah, yeah.
percent there. So I might cycle, I might not cycle on the first. I'm not sure as yet, but still responsible for making sure the events event runs smoothly.
Sure, now I'm told I need to do this 25K, man. I'm trying to recruit more people.
And funny enough, 25K on a bike is quite short. It's
No, it's not short.
it's very short. I must tell you.
No, no, no.
With running, when you run 25K, it's a long,
Yeah,
long, long. Because of
it's long and lonely.
yes, when you cycle, I think 25K you can do it in less than 45 minutes. And sometimes it's uphill, sometimes downhills. Downhills you don't have to do much. With running, you are working overtime going downhill. You are working overtime going uphill.
Uphill, yeah.
The only time that you can be actually running with no issues is when it's a flat. With cycling is different. When you're going downhill, you get to rest sometimes. You just let your bike run. So 25 kilometers is not really much when it comes to cycling.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Kasha. So I said to doctor, I've gone back to gym
Hmm.
and I'm cycling now.
Okay.
So I'm doing the husband thing. And last night actually I did 25, 27, 27 Ks or whatever it
Okay.
may be. Yeah, in like a good 50 minutes. And I was dead. The drive back home was a bit of a struggle. The drive back home. But what you're saying right now, you're kind of putting it into perspective. Downhills, you don't need to do much. I mean, in a spinning class, the minute you stop, you stop.
Yes.
So yeah, maybe, maybe. We'll see how it goes, man. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
But Adventure Club, just your next event and contact details, please. Because I love what you guys are doing,
Yeah.
and what you guys are getting involved in.
So funny enough, we on networking is that so the decision came that we normally have a hike every first Saturday of the month.
Yeah.
So any other days would have the cycling, if not
Mm.
other events that we have planned. Um, but now we decided for the month of September, October, and November, we will not have any of our own events.
Okay.
We will be then supporting other black-owned clubs. So we have engaged with them to tell them this is what we're doing,
Yeah.
and we're not coming to steal your ideas. We're not coming to eh, give an input. We're just coming
Support.
to hike with
Yeah.
your. That's it. And I think that's the idea for the next 3 months.
Okay.
So we'll only have our own personal hiking event on the 1st of December, which will be the charity drive.
Yeah. Where's that going to take place?
Currently, we're still in discussion with a few venues.
Yeah.
That's why I said we only had a meeting yesterday
Okay.
because of we have partnered with a few organizations and
Mm.
also a few homes that we're looking at
Okay.
sponsoring. So
Yeah.
we're still on planning phase. So we're still going to a few venues. It could be in Pretoria, it could be in the West End.
Yeah.
So we're still looking at venues that could possibly handle a lot of people because of now.
Mm.
If we can bring together 80 people in one hike, and we've partnered with people that can bring additional people,
Sure.
we might end up being almost 200. So we're looking for a
Gotcha.
place where you can be able to handle a large crowd. And after the hike, we need to chill out, plug a sound system, have a picnic, have fun. So we're
Sure.
looking for those type of venues.
Yeah.
So the only events that we're going to have will be from a cycling front, which will be the Bonnie and Bike
Mm.
events that we're going to be hosting via Doctor. So those are the events that we have.
Yeah.
But otherwise, we are available on WhatsApp. The number is 081
Yeah.
573 2266. I repeat, 081 573
Yeah.
2266. That's a WhatsApp number. And now and then we receive a call, but just to say, we don't have offices where we have people
Sure.
available to take calls. So just pop up a WhatsApp. And then we also have a website, Kagiso Adventure
Yeah.
Club.co.za, as easy as that. And then email address info@kagisoadventureclub.co.za. We can be found on Instagram, Kagiso Adventure Club.co.za,
Mm.
as well as Facebook as well.
Sure.
Yeah.
One other thing actually that I forgot to ask.
Mm.
When you're talking about entry at venues or anything like that, is there an entry cost? And
Yes.
what is that?
Okay. So the venue, the people that actually own the land.
Okay.
Okay, funny enough, the always when you get there, it says we're hiking for the last time when it's not our land already.
We want the land back, man. Aye, my friend.
so because of they have to maintain the trails, they
Gotcha.
have to keep it clean and everything else. There is a cost in entry.
Mm.
though some it ranges from sometimes 25 rand to 100 rand,
Yeah.
depending on what they're looking for. And most of them, the nature reserves, which is government owned, that's free. So like your Kloofendals,
Mm.
it's a nature reserve owned by South African national parks,
Sure.
national parks. So there is a free entrance. So a lot of places, it's not more than 100 bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it's 25 bucks. Like the one that we went to in Activius
Mm.
was 25 bucks to enter.
That's interesting. That
Yeah.
is interesting. That
So
is
so
interesting.
just to be clear, just to clarify a point, as I said, some people think that we sometimes lie to them. Says sometimes you don't pay to us, you pay to the venue, and we send the people go pay your entrance fees.
Yeah. Don't give me the money.
Yeah, don't
I
give me
hear.
the money
Yeah.
because of people think that we are running a business,
Sure.
and we don't make a single cent from the people. That we're giving a camp, and it's 1,600 per person. The camp we're gonna host in 2 weeks time,
Yeah.
and the people that are planning it, including myself, I'm paying for myself as well, because
Okay.
it doesn't mean I'm planning. Ideally,
I understand where you're going.
I would want to plan and not pay.
Yes.
I'm working overtime putting this thing together, but
Mm.
I still have to pay the full price because we didn't charge a single cent more than what the venue wanted. So that's why I
Okay.
said
Okay. I
it's
got you.
it's it's, it's a passion that we do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's something that we do because we love. We don't do it because we want to make money from it. We don't make a single cent from a person. So the admin costs
Yeah.
sometimes it has to come from our own pockets to keep the website running, the data that we use for the phones that we reply to,
Yes.
the emails. So this happens at our own personal time.
Mm.
You understand? So when a person comes says, "Yeah," I don't get says, "Hey, you're not our customer. We
Just so by the way.
a customer we make money from. We don't make money from you. We plan, you come." So that's the idea. We
Yeah.
want to put people of like-minded abilities and also unique like into
Yeah.
mountaineering, which are black, and they come together. And now we people also, we had lady from Tanzania that joined us. We had
Oh
people
yeah.
from from Europe that joined us also the last time. So we get people from all over the world now. They come to join us because they're getting exposed to this life,
Mm.
because of we attracting people that have the mutual interest in what we do.
We often getting told that this is a very beautiful country of ours. It's a very beautiful land that we do have.
Mm,
I remember doing a lifestyle show, on a previous radio station,
mm,
and I said the one thing that I am ashamed of, as
mm,
somebody who is from the West Rand, is the
mhm,
fact that I haven't really traveled the West Rand. And I think, in terms of what you guys are doing, you're giving
mhm.
people of that opportunity. I mean, Bloemfontein is just around the corner right here.
Yeah.
You're speaking about Bohartis around the corner.
Mm,
The Sterfontein Caves, just so by the way,
yeah.
Cradle of Humankind.
Mm,
It's just around I mean, that's like what, 10, 15, 20 kilometers at the most
yeah.
from here. And a lot of us really have not been there.
Mm.
But you get people from far coming to these places, and they come and tell us about that. So travel your own place. You
Yeah,
know what
no,
I mean?
definitely. No, definitely.
Take a turn.
Yeah, funny enough, it's just human nature, man. Sometimes, sometimes when we go to the coast, I know a friend of mine from Cape Town that we got to Cape Town, and the first thing is that beach. We want to go to the beach. Want to go to the
Yes.
beach. This is actually, I've not been to the beach in years, and you ask yourself, it's the
I
beach.
mean,
Why?
yeah.
So we tend to have this thing of we know it
Yeah.
in the back of our minds, but funny enough, when you go and find out about people's experiences in your area, then
Mm,
you find out actually, no, you're not living. The people says, hey, this such and such a place, they
true.
do such and such a thing, and you realize that actually you're not really living.
Yeah.
And this is where we start. It says, you know what, funny enough, Kagiso doesn't have a mountain. They tell the people it doesn't have a
It's
mountain,
a
so
mind dump, by the way.
yes.
That is a mind dump, guys. Because I didn't think it's a mind dump. Ish.
So we started doing hikes closer to home, like your
Yeah.
Kloofendals, Sacred Boss, and then all these other ones that are closer to home. And I think some point you will exhaust them out. So
Got you.
you need to go out. So that's why now we going into other provinces as well.
Mm,
But now that's where the finance element comes in, as I mentioned earlier.
the
That
travel and all those
yes,
things.
we,
Yeah.
we can't afford now to be now going because of it's quite expensive because of sometimes you want to do an overnight hike, but overnight hikes, you have to have the equipment, and because sometimes when you start,
Yeah.
you need to spend 5,000 rand for the equipment, and do you have it at that point?
Sure.
You don't. So I think it's just a matter of exploring South Africa,
Mm,
because there's a lot of places to explore in South Africa. It's a beautiful country. You've got a lot of beautiful mountains with beautiful views.
sure.
It just needs money to get there.
Karabo, thank you so much, man, for your time, okay? And in terms of what you guys are doing, really do applaud you guys for that. Kagiso Adventure Club, that's here, get them. That's their website. Otherwise, info at kagisoadventureclub.co.za. WhatsApp 081 573 2266. That's where you can just get them, man. Let's go have fun with Kagiso Adventure Club, man. Get your hiking boots on. Isn't it teki? Hiking Get your hiking boots on and let's just do that. But I mean, the first Ward 66, that's where we are. Né?
Yes, on the first Ward 66, we'll be there, and also we have. So sorry, just to take you back,
Sure.
we've got cycling portion of Kagiso Adventure Club open now. If you see our logo, we have a guy that's river rafting. That one is hiking,
Yes.
one is climbing, and one is cycling. So there's a division that we've recently opened.
Uh-huh.
So we've got a cycling club. That's also part of Kagiso. We just call it KAC Cycling, which is Kagiso Adventure Club Cycling.
Sure.
So we will be also launching our the actual cycling club at Bonnie and Back.
I just looked at some of your members
Hmm.
on your gallery.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, no. And the last 2 weeks for me has been that, but I know these people. I know these people. And because we don't talk about this, like we have other silly conversations. Anyway, the 1st of September was 66 Kokachi. So come out, get your bikes. If you don't want to cycle, like Karabo coming up, got the excuse here. We're gonna be having kind of like a picnic chiller sessions after the whole cycle thing. So yeah, do come through, man. Let's have fun and let's have proper conversations. You know what I mean about that whole thing. All the best to you, as we just said, man. I appreciate you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
That's what it is. It's
Yes.
K Radio, radio for the people.